All right, what's up, guys? How's it going? Hope you guys are having a good day. Today's video is going to be on how to train optimally for strength. So if you're trying to increase your maximal strength, low reps, high intensity, that's what we're looking for. We're just trying to push as much weight as possible. So when you're training for strength, let's just talk about our rep ranges and intensity level. So when training for strength, our rep ranges are going to be pretty low because we're trying to train for our maximal strength, close to our 1 rep max. Maybe even we just keep pushing our 1 rep max up and up. So the rep range is anywhere from like 1 rep to 5 reps. That's ideal for strength. Any more than 5, we're starting to get into like a hypertrophy area, like I talked about last video. So for strength, 1 to 5 reps is key. The intensity level it needs to be high. So it needs to be around that like 85 to 100% of your max. That's what we're going for. So let's say to program for strength, you're gonna want to do like 5x5s. That's a really big and very prevalent programming trick, is like the rule of 5s, especially when it comes to strength. So like for me personally, today's a chest day, so I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna do incline bench, 5 sets of 5, working at a very high load, very high intensity, and not very many reps throughout each set. So how many sets you want to do? It can range anywhere. You could do 2 sets. You might even do just 1 set of a lift, especially if you're going at the 100% of your 1 rep max. And then you can go all the way up to about 5 sets. 5 sets of 5, like I said before, is very common. Total volume is still the same as before when we were training hypertrophy. You still want to hit each muscle group 10 to 20 times per week. That's 10 to 20 sets per muscle group per week. So it's the same as before, same thing. We're still trying to keep about the same amount of volume and still progressively overload. Our goals have just changed now from hypertrophy to strength. Like I said before, you want to focus on your compound lifts just like you did for hypertrophy. It may be even more important for strength, because if you do heavy accessory work or heavy lifts that you're not really too worried about improving on compared to your heavy compounds aren't going to be as good because you've already exerted yourself in other exercises. So start with your heavy compounds and make sure you're hitting your weak points and the things that you're trying to improve on most. So maybe you have a good bench press, but bench press is still your goal and that's what you're really trying to improve on. Make sure you go in and train that bench press first, so that's what you give your most, you're fresh right then, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. And then move on and just do the rest of your compounds in order of how important you want them to be. And then move on to your single joint movements or your accessory work. That's going to be the same for every aspect of training, basically, whether you're trying to train for hypertrophy, muscular endurance, anything like that. Do your compound lifts first. They're the most important. Rest times. So for hypertrophy, our rest times were pretty short, right? 0 to a minute or so. And if you're more of a beginner, kind of an untrained athlete, you could even do 90 seconds worth of rest. But for strength, it needs to be a little longer so we can restore our ATP, stuff like that. So you want to be resting. You can rest anywhere from like 3 minutes to 5 minutes. I personally only have been doing 3 minutes of rest. This is my first week of my strength phase. 3 minutes of rest is what I've been doing. I know it's hard to rest that long, especially if you're someone who's used to training hypertrophy or muscular endurance. You're used to just doing set after set with minimal rest, anywhere 30 to a minute. And now you're having to sit there for 3 minutes in between sets, and it can feel like a very long time. But if you're pushing yourself hard enough, you're gonna need that rest, and that rest is the rest is needed for muscle growth and for improved strength. You need to rest or you're not gonna be getting optimal results. If we're going that heavy and doing sets back to back, we're not gonna be able to complete our goal rep ranges with that goal weight. So make sure you're taking your rest. For some of you, that's gonna be really hard to do. For others, it'll be easy. Scroll through your phone, something like that. Make sure you got your timer going. When that 3 minutes hits, get right back into that next set and just keep training as hard as you can. When we're training for strength, last thing I want to talk about is like how you program supersets, drop sets, anything like that. When training for strength specifically, you're not really going to be doing supersets. You kind of just want to focus on one lift, focus on it, hit it really hard, take your rest, and hit it again. And just repeat that for how many sets you're going to do. Unlike hypertrophy, where you want a superset to increase the intensity, because our loads are so heavy, we're already taxing our body enough with that we don't need to superset things. And I personally think that single set, especially on the compound movements while training strength, is the best option. As well, since I'm in a strength phase right now, I'll share with you guys what I like to do. So like I said, today's chest, so I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna do incline dumbbell bench, and then I'm gonna do flat dumbbell bench as well. Do some shoulder work. I'll probably do an overhead press. I don't have my program right now, so I don't know exactly what it is. But those are my 3 main compounds I'll do. I've been doing 2 compound lifts for chest and 1 heavy compound for shoulders. And then after that, I move on to my accessory work. So what I like to do is I train strength super hard, and I'm also working in a few sets of hypertrophy just to try and optimize getting strength and still trying to grow some muscle, being as I am kind of like a power building athlete is what I lean towards, the bodybuilding aspect, as well as I want to be strong. So that's personally what I'm doing. I encourage you to try that out. If you want to, just stick to strictly strength sets and rep ranges, but I like to mix it up and focus on the strength, and then at the end of the workout, hit the accessories, get a nice pump, and that's how I like to do it. So if you're trying to train for strength, I hope this video helped you. I hope you learned some things about how to train for strength. If you're trying to train for hypertrophy, check out my last video. And I'm going to keep hitting you guys with more videos like this. I got 3 more weeks after this one of this strength phase. We're going to be moving into a power phase with some strength as well. So look out for that how to train for power video. That'll be coming out, as well as the how to train for strength endurance. So yeah guys, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.